Okay, welcome guys, welcome. It's it's Dwarf Fortress Friday, but on Saturday we're going to continue on. I just was thinking I actually really enjoyed yesterday's stream, but we do have to start again, so we're going to sort of just get going again. One thing I do need to do is to go back and get all of my like the redemptions, the dance redemptions from previously, just so we can sort of set up it properly. I'm just going to go back into the citizens. So we have Red Shirt, Monkerstrap, Dwarf, and Cause Lord. I'll just quickly put them back into my little list. So we've got, these go at the top actually. Red Shirt, Monkerstrap, Dwarf, and Cause Lord. There we go. Right, so that's our, do have 11 redemptions at this stage. So that way, at least I can just keep them on top of everything else. Okay, let's get out of here and kill off this one. A bonus Dwarf Fortress Friday, yeah. I think we'll start from scratch, actually. We tried to sort of figure out what was happening with the previous run. That was not really any good, and then this one here was just too easy. Even though we ended up killing off 3 different dwarves, it really was because at the end of the day it was just going to be too easy. So yeah, that was pretty self-sabotage from my part, I think. So anyway, what we'll do here is we've got all sorts of different stuff that's now going on, but we'll get out of here. So we'll go back and do an evil run yet again. So we'll go back to the good. It's funny, I really miss playing on the evil biomes if I don't actually have them. Quit without saving. Yeah, we'll do that. Quit. There we go. So that was all the carnage. So we'll start a new game. Now I've got all these different. Continue an active game. Now I can delete some of these. I'm going to delete that last one, even though it was a pretty good thing that we had there. The Eternal Realms, I'm going to get rid of that as well. I can't see any of these really being viable. Let's just get rid of everything. Zero says, sadly, nothing in the fort was dangerous. I mean, it can still become fun, but we had too much advantage in there. Hi Matthew, how you going? And Crib, hope you guys are doing well. Okay, well, we'll just go back in. Let's just start it. We're going to start a new world in there. This is the retired one. I'm just going to go and delete that as well. And we should now have a pretty clean version. I might just do one last little thing actually, which is to just check and see what's actually in my Steam area. Just so I've cleaned that out as well. Steam apps, common, Dwarf Fortress. Because what happens is it doesn't do a good job of all these Legends mode stuff all stays in here as well. And so if we have a look at the actual dates, we'll sort of see that there's certain things that end up just sitting around in here, which I don't want these. So these are all going to have to go. It's all got to go. Right, so that all goes. I don't think there's anything else in there that I need to worry about. I think that most of those things are all correct. Of course, dwarffortress.exe is correct. We've got to keep that one. But these regions, let's just ditch all of these. Just so we're going to have a nice fresh start for when we do the Legends. That should be it, I think. That should be it. So that then just gets rid of all the old Legends as well. Okay, let's get into it. Create new world. So again, we're just going to go, and again, I'll just do a quick intro into what we are looking at here. So if you go to ko-fi.com/DasTactic, the setting that I'm using, if you go then from into the shop, and for free you can download the DasTactics Dwarf Fortress World Generation settings back and through there, which will then give you the evil settings that I'm going to be playing with. I am tweaking them a little bit as we go through them. So I have now changed the dates a little bit around. So that's sort of where they are through there. So Crib is saying, an ASCII player here, just recruit a Gorlak and you're fine. So in this case, this is my settings that I use. I've used them for years and years and years, and then I just keep on adapting them every time there's a change to anything that's sort of algorithmically with the setups of worlds. I do a file comparison, see what's changed, and then change mine accordingly if I need to. But anyway, that's sort of the one that's actually there. So we're going to go into detailed mode. We're going to go and choose Das Evil Island, which is the one that's got heaps more evilness in it. And so there's a lot more forgotten beasts, a lot more were creatures, night horrors, things like that. There's just all sorts of stuff that is in here. But it's also, it's less enough of them so that the civilizations can still move forward. So anyway, that's what we've got. This is 300 years is the end range that we're looking at, which is fine. And we do actually have it set to only put the cold in the north, which is there. So that was the one change. That's the changes that we made yesterday. All right, let's go and we'll create the world. Now we'll be able to get a fairly clear idea about 100 years in, just as to the viability of the dwarven civilizations. Nice big. Now we're looking for once it does get going here, the evilness, the brown. We're seeing lots and lots of brown here, which is good. Seeing goblins starting off along here, which is fine. Not seeing any dwarves. We're at the year 100. Let's just pause and have a quick look for dwarven civilizations. There's one big one there. But there's none over there. Is it only the one? There's only one. I don't think that's going to be good enough. Maybe it will. There's another one there. Yeah, these are dwarven hillocks now on the hills. I mean, they have a dwarven fortress there. We've got a couple of dwarven fortresses here. Trade Socket and Domain Rough. All right, let's just look at it from this perspective. Also, we're looking for towers. I think we might go back to reanimating biome. There's lots of volcanoes, no real volcanoes in the innate evilness. They're up the top there. That's just like aquifers and stuff. Not seeing towers yet, but they'll come. They have to come from the cities. All right, let's just look around here, I guess. Just trying to think of where we probably will end up in this region. So let's just go back and continue generating. I think it's viable with that dwarven civilization. Does look to be fairly good. There's lots of goblins out this way. Lots of ruins in here. Wow. Okay. Lots of ruins. This looks very dangerous up here. Hi Tenru, how are you going? And Adrian, new start. Well, the Dunes of Death were we didn't have enough dwarves on the map, so we weren't getting any more settlers coming. So that was the reason for that one. Yesterday's was going to be too easy, and so in the end, I just let the guys fight. Oh, there's a tower that's just formed there. I let the guys fight some blind cave ogres, and that was quite hilarious. Actually, that was good fun. If they had have been together, they would have been fine. But they weren't. They fought separately. Humans operating around this volcano. We're moving out this way. Humans now interacting with the dwarves over this way. We've got a ruin there, so something's happened over this way. Some goblins are operating down this way as well. And we'll have a bit of a look at maybe the actual dwarf fortresses themselves, just to make sure that they're still viable, that they haven't been taken over by goblins or anything. So we'll just generate a new world. I really love and appreciate what they've done with the world generation in Dwarf Fortress. It's sort of one of those special games. The only other game that I think really is even similar is Shadow Empire, with its planet creation. Both games are just amazing with what they do. It's just incredible. There's just nothing like this. yeah, for a random map, and to go into the depth that it does is absolutely astounding. Now, where'd that tower go that we saw there before? It was up in here. The tower's gone. That tower was destroyed. So there were necromancers on the map that we could see, but they have now gone. Yeah, so my voice is sort of really on the mend now, which is good. So it feels a lot more different. So Hayden Edwards saying, a question: why is there any reason to start in a goblin? Why is there any reason to start in a goblin ruin? There's not. We did yesterday. Yesterday we started in a dwarf ruin that was destroyed by a titan, but the titan still wasn't there. So we sort of it wasn't really a start that was going to. It was going to be too easy ultimately. So we need something with a bit more challenge to it. So I think we'll find ourselves another reanimating biome and go from there. Normally sort of like to look and see what sort of monsters come up, but they're now beyond the monster stage. They're now writing their treatises and their on their parchments. So we're nearly there. Couple more years and then we'll have it. Now the reason I like to run at least 300 years is because it gives the civilizations enough time to screw things up and have all sorts of criminals and were creatures and stuff like that. The longer you leave it, the more of those sorts of things you've got in your world, the more rich the actual the interaction between the different races is, which is very, very cool. So Syrian says you get a second chance at dwarf life orangutans. Yes. Sorry, where do you? So Syrian's saying, sorry, this is I've missed a lot of these. So orangutan says more dwarf force. That's great. Yes, I thought I'd do an extra one. I just felt like playing it. Syrian saying, do you have a Discord and available to all of just subs to everyone? There is actually a yeah. So yeah, orangutan saying there is a Discord. I don't think it's a subs only. There should be a link somewhere in my info, which should take you there. So there's a link on the YouTube pages. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. I don't know the link to it, to be honest. I'll where is it? I'll just I can't easily find it. Can I post it? Yes, please do. That would be good. Yeah. So there we go. So yeah, that'll be the link that'll take you through to my Discord, and yeah, just please join up. There's different sections. There is a Patreon only section where Patreons can sort of ask questions and stuff as well. But you'll see it's not terribly active, but I do look at Discord every day. I look at that religiously. Like what I do, like when I check my emails, I check my Discord. Because that's often how I communicate with other developers and things like that as well. So it's sort of for me it's an important communication tool, but I don't use it as effectively as I should. So but it is there. Syrian's saying I wanted to post pics of the guidebook. That'd be great. Thank you for that. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Look forward to seeing what that looks like. So that's awesome. That's great there. So yeah. So just in case you're wondering why some of you aren't seeing chat and some of you are. I'm streaming to both YouTube and to Twitch. So on YouTube, we've got Crib is then saying, I'm a fan of the new graphics. They're great, aren't they? The graphics look very, very cool. And Orangutans on Twitch is saying you should get in the habit of posting on there when you stream. I should. I've also got X as well. I've got an X.com account, and I keep on meaning to do that as well. I keep on meaning, like I've got all these things I should be doing, and I always forget to do it. So my apologies. It's sort of, I just get set up, and it's, I've got to find a way to just remind myself to do those things. I'm good for about 3 days, and then I forget. I think it can be automatic. If it can, that'd be good. I'm not sure how, but other streamers seem to. Okay, I'll see if I can do that. Let's see if we can do it. Right, let's. We've got this one. We'll keep the world and return to the main menu. Actually, no, we won't. We will have a bit of a look around, first of all. Okay, the dwarves went crazy here. And that's still a dwarven fortress there. Still a dwarven fortress there. Shield beard and whip ram. Then we did have a dwarf fortress here, surrounded by humans. That's still a dwarven fortress. That is as well. Traded socket. Domain Rough is still a dwarven fortress. And Tindia is also with some goblins. Yeah, look, the goblins have taken over some of the dwarven pits. When it's got dark dwarven pits, that means that it's a goblin. The goblins actually no, it's a goblin pit, but the dwarves took over it. So that's interesting, and we do actually have some ruins as well. This is the ruins of Anguish Planks. What else can we see that might be interesting? There's a tower that's just formed over there. So Rushed Pleats. There's another big tower there. So Kindle Oracle, a human tower. So lots of nastiness in there. We do actually have some dark pits down this way. Elven Retreats. Cloistered Poison, which is a fort in a terrifying biome. So that was a human fort down that way. There's another dwarven fortress there. Okay, there's a lot of, looks like there's a lot of smallish dwarven civilizations, except for one big one at the top. That's interesting. There's a now there we've got a volcano in a haunted biome. That looks interesting. That looks very interesting. I always get drawn to that, but we do actually have that one through there. Paul can say restart after death of the militia yesterday. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that was just a lot of fun at the end, and but it was now it's going to make that fortress extremely difficult in one sense, but boring in so many other ways. So I don't want that to happen, of course. But Sinister down this way. I'm just looking around here. We don't need to look, I guess. Lots of goblins up through here. Lots of evilness. Anything that's brown is evil. And maybe reanimating. We've got some more deserts. So I'll stick out of the deserts this time. Keep away from the deserts. We'll find some locations and go from there. Let's keep the world and return to the main menu. Rangtang saying, after the glorious battle of the blind ogres, you mean, where the small force of 3 dwarves fought valiantly against 4,000 blind ogres. That was funny. I don't know why orangutans, in the end, your character took all his clothes off and then went into the battle like a berserker. That's really quite funny. It was really, really strange. Anyway, we've got start a new game in an existing world. What I want to do here is I want to get this one going, so we've got, this is Kingdom Tar, the future land. So this is actually now in region 10. So I must have too many regions, you know. So I must still have save games of the other ones. I'll keep this. It won't matter. Region 10 it is. I didn't clean it out properly in that case. The fact that it's gone to region 10. Actually, yeah, I wonder if I shouldn't do this a bit differently. Just let me clean out the what we've got. Looks like I've still got other things in there. So, we'll just go back into Steam. Steam apps. Common, Dwarf Fortress. So I think I didn't clear out all the stuff. I was sort of rushing it really. Saves. And there we are, all the different regions. So we've got the Steel Spiteful is the one that we've just got, I think. So I will, that was yesterday's actually. That was yesterday's, but I opened it up. That's what that one actually is. So I'm going to ditch that. Start, I'm going to ditch as well. Get rid of all the auto saves. All of those can go, and just make this one region 1. Now, hopefully this won't screw this up. I might just quit out and then just come back into it again. All right. So, okay, Falkinson, I'm not sure I understand. You choose a world, then create it. Yes, you choose the algorithms for it. So I'll show you what I mean. Like if we go and create, if I go and just check this one now, I just want to see, this is now in region 1. Yeah, that's okay. So we've now, I just have this one now completely reset back to pretty much the default. But if I start a new world, I can either just use this information here, which which is okay if you're just learning how to play the game, but there is also, underneath where I am, there is a thing called detailed mode, and detailed mode then allows you to go in and set exactly what you want. Now, by default, it's got large island, large region, medium region, smaller pocket. They're the ones that come with the game. And so, and these are different sizes that you then end up having. So I tend to play on medium. Medium island is the default for the game. So medium island is what, when you're playing Dwarf Fortress, you're usually playing medium island. That's the one that you sort of see. A lot of people, when they're trying to stream it, will actually just play like pocket region or something like that, just to get a really compressed little area. So I've actually taken Medium Island and remade them into Fantasyland and Evil Island. So these are two different settings where the Medium Island settings in through here have been tweaked to make all the different algorithms in here to become much, much more aggressive. But also things like, for example, the mountains are bigger in terms of where like all the biomes are a bit larger than where they normally are in the medium islands. So it's sort of, so I've just tweaked a lot of stuff in through here. There's heaps of tweaks all the way through. And so you can actually do a file comparison and see the difference between what I've got and what the game has got as well, just to sort of see, oh, that's different or this is different. And so I do that every time there's an update to the game. I actually go back and check those files and just see, okay, look, I think I like that change that they've made themselves. They very rarely change it, like very rarely. I mean, I'm talking about for probably 10 years. Like most of it is still the same as what it always has been. But anyway, this is the essentially the way that it then sets up its algorithm to do all sorts of different things. So yeah, they're like basic presets for the random generator. And so including things, for example, like the minimum elevation, maximum elevation, the variance, rainfall, temperature. So I've sort of knocked my temperature back a little bit to make it a bit colder. Drainage, volcanism, things like this. And so certain things I haven't changed, other things I have. Then the elevation, like how you're pushing different elevations through. All different. There's just heaps and heaps of it. So the main ones I sort of play with are the savagery. You can see there that the savagery weighted range in the high savagery goes from 1, 1, 3, 5, 13 as an example. If I go back to medium island and go down to its savagery, or looking at the savagery through here, there's just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 all the way through. So in mine, I'm pushing the weight of the savagery high in the world. And so I've done that a lot throughout the actual, I didn't realize it actually kept its line there, which is great. So anything that's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 is a default. So temperature, I didn't actually push that around too much. There's heaps of them. There's lots and lots of stuff in through here. The semi-megabeast caves, I've got 70. So maximum megabeast caves, 40. So these are, if I just zoom them down a little bit and then go back to medium island, you'll see that they're a lot less than what I've got in mind. So Evil Island is evil and savage. So that's what it is. And so when I create a world using those, it's got a lot more stuff in it and a lot more aggression. Anyway, let's just go and start a new game in an existing world. So we'll just go back into here. The future land, I like that. This is our future land. Good times ahead. And yeah, we'll do a fortress in through here. I was just thinking what I should have done was taken a copy of that fortress. Did the last fortress fail? Yes, it did. Well, it failed not because of us. It failed because of the world. The future is bright, no undead in this forward-looking world. There definitely are undead, and we're definitely going to go to an animating biome. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to fortress. We're going to let it run through the 2 weeks. We're going to just test for evilness to start with, and reanimation. I think we'll go for reanimation again. I do enjoy that challenge. Even I don't know if it's too boring for you guys, but I like having to really make sure that I check everything. So it's sort of it's much more dangerous than any other sort of start. Let's go cold this time. Let's go. Well, first of all, let's choose our origin civilization. But the truthful tomb, 12,000 for the tight knives, 15 for the everlasting diamonds. All they've got left is this little group over here. This is a group that completely failed back and through there. So and then we've got the truthful tomb down this way of 2,000. Well, we've got to be part of this, don't we? The tight knives with Queen Iton, Dangledyke. Dangledyke. That's yeah. God, the mind boggles with the random names that comes up. That's a massive civilization. That's one of the biggest I've seen, particularly in these evil biomes that we actually have. Yeah, so they've taken over the dark pits. So these are running rampant, doing all sorts of aggressive things. Let's have a look at our unretiring. There's lots of things in through here. So we have, this is all of that other civilization. The mountain titan Astus routed. Yeah, there we go. That one through here. The diamond. This is the bronze colossus. Routed this one back over here in around our home. Then there was another one back out this way. A bit of a halfway place. That was another mountain titan Astus again. So that's got two the cyclopean berries. Yeah, it's routed that one as well. Then we've got this is the mega beast Miufa back in through here, back in around the homelands. There's a tower there, by the way, right in the middle there, a necromancer tower, but there's no evilness around it yet. And then we've got this one here, which was mountain titan Astus. He destroyed three of them in here, and these were just mountain homes. These were not full on like these weren't full on fortresses, so these would be much smaller than what we dealt with last time. So we won't do any reclaiming. We won't bother doing that. Whoops. Just go back to Embark and then just escape and just come back up. So we need to find what we think is going to be interesting, but evil. So we're looking, and what we're looking for is, see how when I hover over this, I've got the forest of stretching in the Hail Continent. The Hail Continent is the landmass. It's a temperate conifer forest. Its temperature is temperate. Trees, it's heavily forested, but the surroundings are terrifying. Terrifying is not what we want. Terrifying in this case is going to mean that we're going to end up with giant undead things, and that means we're not going to be able to fight them. So it's better for us not to go to terrifying. We want to go to haunted or sinister, one of the two. and just find one that's actually an animating biome. These are haunted and sinister down this way, which is fine. Okay, and we're looking at neighbours. We're looking to make sure that we've got goblins nearby. So the goblins are a short trip south. We've got humans nearby there as well. If there's a tower nearby, it should show us as well. I'll see if I can find a tower. Well, there was a tower. We've got goblins, humans, and elves there. There's a tower right there. It's funny, it's not showing the tower in that list, but the tower is right there. This is a haunted tower. But this is haunted from the tower, which is not a reanimating biome. So the evilness here, that sort of fat cross look, is actually from the tower itself. There's a small tower there. Rushed Pleats, the human tower, which is also haunted because of the tower. It's not haunted because it's, it's not automatically evil. What else do we have? Terrifying down there. There's a human fort. There's another tower there. Words Pigs. This is a terrifying tower. There's another tower right there. So this is Cactus Dips. And then we've got a terrifying biome in this forest. We've got a haunted biome down this way. The Mountain of Threatening. We've got goblins, humans, elves, and towers all nearby from that location. So if they're within basically 10 clicks, it means that they are neighbours of yours and they will come calling. This is haunted in through there. There are some terrifying ones, but we do have haunted in this way. Should we see if this is viable, this area? And to check if it's viable, all we do is just embark in it. Now, can we embark? This is all haunted. I need to make sure, actually, it's probably not going to be viable because it's all just mountains. In through there. It's terrifying there, just haunted here. I don't think I can settle in here, but let's just see if we can do it. I don't think it'll let me. Yeah, cannot embark entirely on water or mountains. So that's unfortunate because that mountain is really quite cool. Yes, we can do that one, but we can't do. I'd have to go outside the haunted area for that to kick in, unfortunately. Now it still probably wouldn't matter that much. So we've got there's a tower there. Not a tower there. If we surround it, now it's terrifying. I don't want to go to terrifying. It's terrifying all the way up through there. So we have to go into the hills. If I just take that little corner there, I can actually go and do that one. So this one here, we've got elves, humans, goblins nearby. We've got the Hill of Homage, temperate shrubland. This is untamed wilds in where that is, but the everything else, I can even do that. And so I mainly end up in the mountains. But we have to check if those mountains are reanimating or not. And what we'll see is that most creatures will come in from the sides. They wander in. And if they wander in from biomes that are predominantly death biomes, or if it's a reanimating biome, they'll come in as zombie creatures. So in that instance, just making sure we don't have terrifying here. No, that's all just haunted. I think we can do this. In fact, even that would work. Is there anywhere else? Even that would work. We do then, unfortunately, have anything coming in from the west will not be, there won't be reanimating. But let's do this one here. We've got iron, gold, silver, copper, nickel, platinum, lead, and a fluxstone layer. There is a light aquifer. Not that that matters that much. Yeah, I think that one looks, as an example, let's just see what happens. You selected an area light aquifer, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I selected an evil area, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Savage area, yes, Who cares? Wildlife might be very dangerous here. That's okay. Actually, giant wildlife isn't too much of a problem. Giant savage is the equivalent of terrifying. You selected an area near a necromancer's tower. You may be invaded very early by powerful foes. We don't care. That's what we want. Giant wildlife will die. Giant wildlife is not too bad. All right, so let's confirm. We just want to test it first. And I'm just going to go and just go play now initially. And then we'll set up properly if we can figure out if this is a reanimating biome. After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, yeah, blah, blah, blah. The wolves get hungry, right. So we'll just pause there for a second. First job is other. Nothing on the map. Dead or missing. Now there's giant blue jays. But we're not seeing them anywhere. They're deceased. But that doesn't mean... And the giant blue jays possibly have come from the side. That side there. Apricot tree trunk. Prickleberries. These are the sorts of things that grow in these haunted areas. These aren't dead. Let's just go back up and have a look over on the other side. Just looking for anything that's living. Is in any sort of trees at all? Nothing. Nothing at all. So we know that there's like a little inlet of life that comes in into this mountaintop initially. Where is our guys? There they are. I think that this is close enough into that biome. Yeah, okay. Snow-covered, dense, dead, wormy tendrils. The fact that it's dead is a good sign. That sort of makes it seem like we're sort of close to having what we need. We need to slaughter one of the animals. We've got a few different animals that have come in with us. So we'll just quickly go and build a workshop. We have the butchers, which is under farming. And we'll just push it down a little bit further down this way. We need building materials. All right, the first thing we need to do is chop down some wood. This is just our test to see if this is viable or not. Unpause. And we'll build it up in here. Workshops, farming, butcher. All right, and let's kill off the stray llama. And now we wait and see what happens. And it's like a 50-50 chance of something coming back to life. Just make sure that there is the wool. Yeah, the stray llama wool should be the thing that comes back to life. Well, it's not happening, is it? Ah, there we go. There we go. It has come back to life. The llama wool is alive. Okay, we've got ourselves an animating biome. So we now know that this is actually exactly what we're looking for. Here we are. Not enough nest boxes. That's okay. Stray llama is slaughtered. The fact that it's come back to life means that most of the map is going to be reanimating. It's alarming to the orangutans. Yep, so this is good stuff. Hi, Space Pants, how you going? All right, let's. This is good. This is a good spot. Let's go back out. So quit without saving. Now we'll prepare carefully. We'll prepare properly. In fact, we don't have to because I've already got most of what I need. So I'm just going to go and start in our game in through here. We'll just go to exactly that same position. That was quite nice. Now we're not going to always get zombies coming in. We're going to get other creatures coming in as well. So it's not going to be as dangerous as the previous one, I think. Just go to Fortress. Let it run forward to 2 weeks, and this time we will prepare properly. Now, as we had so much fun yesterday with the three amigos, I think I'll just, because we've got so many people with DasDemptions, I will shuffle you three to be the next group that come in, if that's okay. Because yeah, that was, whereas I'll still put the others didn't really get much of a show, so I'll throw them into the mix. Now, where was it? It was just here. It was just that little inlet there, I think, wasn't it? That was it there, I think. Pretty sure that was the one. There's just all, just make sure it's all just haunted there and not nothing too dangerous. I can actually go there as well. Yeah, let's have absolutely minimal of actual usable terrain. We'll get as little as possible. There we are. So we've got all this stuff again. Confirm, not a problem. And I'm just going to go with basic military start. This is an Embark profile that I've saved. I've saved a few of them, like a general start, an ice military, and a basic military. Basic military is what we want because we're not going into the actual ice. We're just going to go into do basic stuff. So this one here is all that this one really is no animals coming with us except for some turkeys and we've got 3 soldiers. Now, we didn't get the prepared moose lung, and water skins and backpacks also were not available. That is okay. So we'll just go back across, press escape. And so we have a miner, a woodworker, farmer, 2 miners actually, and then we've got 3 peasants. But these have got different sort of skill sets, so I won't go through what they all actually are. Go to the items. So we need to go down to the backpacks and the water skins. So what I need to do is the cheapest water skin I can find is going to be just made out of some sort of leather. Possum leather water skins will do. 2-hump camel. Should we grab that just because of the previous one? Let's just do that, just as a reminder. So we've got 3 of those, and backpacks. We get the 2-humped camel leather there. We've still got 30 points left over. Let's get 1 each more of these water skins, and we'll just go back up into these areas. Get that to 31. That'll do. Okay, 3 shields, 3 greaves, 6 copper boots, 6 gauntlets, 3 helms, nail shirts, 2 picks, copper hammer, spear, mace. We've got 2 battle axes, but it's these are, we want blunt weapons for the undead predominantly. So so that's what we've got through there. Hi Prawn Wanton, how are you going? So I fixed my head of saying hi Dad, swimming in the ocean today. Absolutely, yes. I'm actually got a big day. Like I'll be there for 6 hours today, so it's going to be a big beach day for me today. Lots of swimming, lots of, like, I'm going to be exhausted. It's full on. It's we're getting into the last month now of surf life saving, and we've got a course on at the moment, and I'm one of the trainers, and so I'm in the water a lot, just training other people, which is I really love it. It's yeah, really quite hard though. You get some camels in the end. Yeah, we did indeed. Sorry if I missed comments too. By the way, guys, I do apologise for that. All right, we're ready to go. I think we'll just go. The fortress name is going to be Belted Lashes. No. Twinkling Axe. I like the twinkling. So we've got the rear compound. Let's just go and click on random. Gore. Oh, twinkling mean. Rot. Twinkling swallowed. Pearl. Air. Ghoul. I can go and click on this one and make it say hammer. Twinkling hammer. There we go. So Shetbethnal is going to be the dwarven name. Twinkling hammer is the name of our settlement. Done. The group name is the contested sword. The contested. Now it's got an adjective. So contested is the adjective. The contested sword. Do we make that hammer as well? Let's change that one to hammer. The contested hammer. Yeah, that's good. That works out well. Because we will be making hammers here. I think hammers and maces will be our main thing that we have. That's going to be done. Group symbol. I will actually build one of these. We're going to have an object, which will be a hammer. A warhammer. Oops. I think I right-clicked when I shouldn't have. A jagged warhammer. Image of a warhammer. So you can start to just build it up. What else should we do with it? Blazing sun. The image of a warhammer and a blazing sun. The actual relationship. So X is burning Y. Maybe it should be Y is burning X. Choose the X is burning. There we go. So that's going to be our symbol. Is a warhammer and a blazing sun. The warhammer is burning. You sort of imagine that, a big sun in the middle with the hammer blazing away inside it. that'll be fine. All right, that's done. Okay, that's good. We've got that one done. So that's the group symbol. No problems anymore. We're not going to bother saving the profile. We're just going to go and embark. Not twinkling in the sun, yes. All right. Preparing the map. A dwarven outpost, you've arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond. Your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Osirakusk. Now, I didn't check. Damn it, I didn't check just to make sure that was who we are. We've got black bears here, right. Strike the earth. That's going to be interesting, having black bears. Zombie black bears will be difficult. We are paused. Now, if we are the wrong civilization, and we are the wrong civilization, ooh. We've got enough. We've got 2,000 from memory. We have enough. I think this is viable. The other one, though, has got 12,000. This group, there's 12,000. I'm meant to be part of their group. But I guess that this makes sense because we literally are right here. So we're very close. Let's just go with that, I think, rather than going back out and restarting. So we've got So we've got the various towers we're at war with. Looks like we're not at war with anyone else at this stage. Yep, nothing else really there. There are goblins and things around in the deserts. All right, let's go. So, yeah. So you're not. Yeah. So we've got that's 2,000 though. Yeah. So there was 2,000 of those, and looking at the numbers there, that's pretty good. And we've got the outpost liaison. This is what we ended up not having in the end with our previous run. Was the outpost liaison was killed, and that was the end of it. They didn't have enough population to have anyone else do that. There's a few other dwarven hillocks back in through there as well. All right, that's fine. Okay, well, we need to now plan what we're going to be doing. So we have, that's hide root there. Let's just see where we are. Yeah, we've started in the top corner. I do want to move down into the biome, into the animating biome. So we just happen to be right on the edge of that animating biome again, where the trees are. The trees are not animating. So anything that dies out here is not going to come back to life. But anything that dies anywhere else will. So as we sort of have a bit of a look through. And I'm thinking we maybe sort of start our journey a little bit high and like build an entrance. Maybe we build our actual entrance just leading into the side of the mountain. Like, does it get... No, it's pretty flat there, isn't it? And big flat area on top. I mean, this is ultimately where we'd be wanting to be. Maybe we actually... Like, we do have an animating biome. The tricky thing we're going to have is that we need to get underground. So what we might do is actually dig backwards. We might build our entry here eventually. But we have to, first of all, because it's an animating biome, and actually let's just check and make sure there's nothing undead here. Yep, no, that's okay. Nothing dead or missing either. Just got out. We've got two, that's good. We've got two of the same species, and male and female, so if we can keep them alive, we will actually end up having calves. We'll be able to get leather. The citizens, let's just go through and name all of these. I'll just go and get my names, put them on the other side for a second. So what I will do is, the miner will be red shirt. So do the same one through here. So we've got to name them all before anything bad happens, just so that, you know, it's all above board. This one here is also a miner. This is Monkastrap. These were DasTactic from previous. Hang on, where are we? There. The woodworker. Here's Dwarf. Right. The expedition leader. A lot of females in this group. None with hair. It's unusual. Cause Lord. All right, and I will. I'm going to just shuffle the three amigos to the back of the list, just because they featured so heavily yesterday. Hope that's okay, guys. Just so we can bring the others back in as well. Then we've got the military. God, is there only 2 males? I believe none of them have hair. I don't know why that's the case. Okay, then we've got Avuz, the peasant, is going to be, this will be Atomic Ant. All right, and Thob is going to be Sev. Oops. And the last one, lucky last, is Aben. Is a musical. He's very musical but impatient. And this is a Supreme Plague. There we go. There we are. So we've got the, that's everyone named now. So if anything goes wrong, at least we know who's who in this particular run that we actually have. So yeah, there's no hair on any of the, I don't know. Yeah, there's one there with hair. Red shirt's got hair. Wonder why the others don't have hair. All right, so we're going to need to get wood, but we're going to need to, first of all, make sure that we get into safety, get things down below and immediately. So we're just going to dig sort of straight down initially. So we'll just go and sort of set up like a very, very quick little entry into the fortress. So we'll just dig straight down. So we're just going to do a channel. Actually, I'll do a stair. So I'll do a stair from just in here somewhere. That'll do. It's supposed to be a light aquifer somewhere, but I don't think it's going to impact us all that much. Let's just go down maybe to, say, there. And then we'll just dig across. Dig down. Let's just see how that goes. That'll at least get that sort of started. That's only 2 down. Yeah, I might go deeper actually. And then dig across. You notice there when I was putting that up-down stair, I'm just double-checking that they're all up-down stairs before we get to the bottom there, which they are, and we're just going to ditch those. If you go and do a, I'll show you a problem if you are new to Dwarf Fortress, and this can be frustrating if you're trying to put stairs down and things don't work. If I do that exactly the same thing again and go down there, I've got a down stair, I've got an up-down stair, and then I've got a down stair. If I then think, oh, I want to go deeper, if I then click on that one and go further down again to that layer, I've got my up stair, I've got my up-down stair, I've got an up-down stair. Actually, they fixed it. They fixed it. That's good. They didn't used to do that. That's, well, okay, forget what I was just going to say. Because that's, you used to have to go above and start and then come back down again. Just bring these names across. Hang on a sec. Need to ditch that. Okay. And I'll just drag the names back over again. So we've gotten rid of all of those. That's where we're up to. Just save that. And okay. Do we dig something unique this time? Makes some new old patterns. Do we dig something unique this time? I'm not sure what you mean. Hi Spring Plague, how are you going? So, what we're just saying, losing is fun. Yes, it is. There are ways to win, though. Very long ways to win. It can take a while. This can be an interesting one anyway, because we are in this animating biome. Actually, when we get to there, that's where we want it to be. Hi Beacon, how are you going? I guess things like room layouts. Oh yeah, we can do different things. I mean, we're going to have to come through here anyway. Let's just start there. The next thing we want to do is we want to do some tree chopping initially, just to get some wood. So we'll very quickly go and just chop down these. Oops, hang on. Those. And that. This can be dangerous. It can fall on things. So I'll just go there to start with. There's no other trees anywhere. Beacon, you've already got your redemptions. So yours is coming up in 2 more dwarves times. I'm honouring the ones from yesterday. So because it was only a one-off run. So so even though there was a lot of action, it's you do have a freebie. So I'll give you that one back when I get to it. We can say, well, second best. I had the second, that 2 forgotten beasts chase me through the fall one time. That was pretty cool, actually. That was pretty cool. All right, here we go. So we're not going to cut this one down because it possibly will fall on other things. Next thing we want to do is we want to make sure, because I always forget to do this, that we are not doing certain jobs. Actually, we'll just leave that one there where that is. It's the task. No, it's not even that. Which one is it? It's this one, labor menu. I do not want to have anyone as a fisherman. It's too dangerous. So fisher dwarves, nobody does this. Nobody does fishing. Okay, so that's what we have for fishing. Hunters, nobody does that. Miners, red shirt will be the proficient miner. So you are always locked into doing that. Monkerstrap is a competent miner who does other things, but I'll allow Monkerstrap to do other things as well. Only the selected people do that one. So we will be able to do a lot of mining fairly quickly, which is good. Then we've got so we're going to have to get established fairly fast here. Right, let's now go back to nobles, because I'll just go through again the steps. Must appoint a militia commander to create a squad. By the way, we are playing with DF hack. This makes the game so much easier if you're new to the game. It really is a must-have. And so we've got that one there. Then so DF hack is running, which means a lot of the stuff is now automated, which is awesome. Okay, next thing we need to do is to go back into our nobles and get ourselves a militia commander. They're going to have to come from one of the peasant stocks. Atomic Ant is the one in the top there, so that will do. Atomic Ant is now the militia commander. And we can set up other nobles things as well, but we'll do that once we get actually going with the fortress. Okay, so with that one done, we now can create a new squad because we now have a commander. And I'm going to assign metal armor to this particular squad, and we're going to add in the other two peasants. So we have a hammer dwarf and a spear dwarf, so Sev and Supreme Plague. So they are our military. They're in there. We're going to go back and go back to squads. Hang on, if I just go back and select that one, go to equipment. Now we've got metal armor. Now I want this to be uniform replaces clothing, and I need to now put a new name. So I'll just call this one Fortress Metal, and confirm and save the uniform, and that now becomes the assigned uniform is Fortress Metal. And so if we go and have a look at any of the details, it's now uniform replaces clothing. It's just metal armor, but with that replacement, which means that they should now make sure that they go and get all of the clothes that they want. So they're going to strip off and then put their armor on. Now this is called the magical lenses. I think we'll just go back out and do something different through there. Schedule is another thing. We need to make sure that they don't go to off duty when they're not doing anything. They need to go to ready initially. So that way they stay prepared, meaning in their armor all the time. So they're always wearing their armor. So they're always ready for action. And so that's the important thing there. Okay, then we have the overall look of this little horseshoe. I'm happy with that. Symbol, the color. Make it blue in the background, maybe make it just a bit darker. There's nothing really in between, is there? That'll do. The magical lenses, well, it's got the magical lenses. I think that we'll get rid of the word lenses. So it's the adjective that will keep magical I'm happy with. The magical murder, that'll do. A murder of crows, there we are. All right, so they're done. And now we have to force them to go into work. So rather than, like, they will eventually just go and gear up anyway, but if we just go and say, right, your job is to go and stand up right here, they will then go and get all of their equipment. And that's what we need to do initially. So just to double check, we have gotten rid of the fisher dwarves, and nobody's doing that one. Nobody's doing hunting. I think we're okay. We have everyone else set up to do what they do. Let's just unpause. There's 2 hostiles on the map. Okay, we've got some hoary marmot corpses that have wandered in from the north. Right, so these are little corpse things that are coming in. This is more our speed. We don't have to worry about these. I think even one of our normal dwarves would be able to take one of these on. These would be about the aggression of a war dog, a warhound, and so we'll be able to handle this. These are not like the camels that we were dealing with, so this is certainly much easier. So we'll just go back and remove that. But let's have a look and see our military. Just make sure that they're all okay. So they're gearing up. Then they'll stand across. What happened there? Oh, that's okay. Yes, it goes from there. That's fine. Chopping down those trees, which is going to be useful. So straight into rock. Yeah, this is okay. We'll just keep it going. Now I will go a little distance in before we sort of start to really do anything. All right, so this is a bit of a corridor because most of the fortress is going to be further in. So we'll sort of turn the corner here, and then start the process of actually setting this area up. I'm going to set up a zone initially of a staircase that goes up, and that's going to be our safe area is going to be up in here. So I'm going to start to dig out like a largish area in through this other side, just for the starting point for our fortress. Maybe a bit bigger, maybe to the south here a little bit as well. Okay, let's go with that. So they'll get better at mining, they'll be faster. And we're finding sort of clay, kaolinite. What's that? Nest boxes, that's okay. Struck tourmaline. All right, so what we can do now is we can start the process of getting things sorted. Now, this is all kaolinite, which is not actually useful to us. This is useful. Kaolinite is not useful. I can't build stuff out of that, I don't think. If I just go to the workshops, we need to get a couple of workshops built. So if we go to the with the workshops that we actually have, we need to first of all go and grab the stoneworker. And I can't use kaolinite for this. So I'm going to change things around a little bit here. I'm going to grab that one there. I'm going to change what we do here because I don't want to be in a kaolinite area doing all this. So we're just going to go and reduce the areas that we actually have, and we'll just end up with a smallish zone here that extends from here and then goes back down again, because this is not a useful layer for me. And then we'll get started in here. So we'll do it that way. Okay, we've now got this one done. So new task is we need to get a hatch cover. We need a new task. We need to get a door. We need another hatch cover. And another door. Yeah, that's the urgent stuff done. And they are now coming back down into here. And this ultimately will be where we end up with the big storage area. This is mudstone. This is okay. Now, this is what we have to be careful of. It's raining abhorrent goo. I didn't think about this one. Where is it raining? So if this is abhorrent goo that's now raining in this area. It's raining all over the place. And we don't know what this goo does. So goo is falling from the sky. And we won't know until we see it hit something. Like this thing. Health description. This is just all rotting. It's going to be hard to see what's going to happen with a zombie with everything rotting away. But it can do all sorts of crazy things, or nothing. It can just be really uncomfortable. Where are we? We're around here somewhere. There we are. Oh, we have goo on the ground. Lost in despair. Okay, caught in freakish weather. Wow. Alright, so if we have a look and see the health-wise, or even the items. Abhorrent goo covering everywhere. This is going to get pretty bad. Even if it doesn't do anything, it's going to make them really, really uncomfortable. Thanks for the gifted subs there, Beacon. That's very, very much appreciated. Now, the goo could be the cause of our downfall, for all we know. See how Sev is on the ground. Are the others covered in goo? Yep, everyone is. Right, well... yeah, just covered in goo. Well, we're in the goo now, so it's not going to matter much. I think we just have to stick with it and just see hope that nothing actually happens with that one. At the moment, it's only the miners that have actually... There's only 3 of them that have... Like the Dwarf, Red Shirt, and Monkastrap are the only ones that are actually even slightly safe at this point in time. So, yeah, we need somebody to come in and do what they're doing. I'm going to get them off station, and we're going to now start to just bring stuff inside, I think. So I'll start to bring in like a stockpile. An all stockpile, and we'll just keep on improving this and making it bigger over time. All right. Hopefully that'll get them out of the goo a little bit. And we better bring those animals inside as well. I'll make this the pen for the animals. Pen and pasture. Except, and the animals would be all of them. Done. Being saying someone is safe. DasTactic saying someone is safe never makes me safe. Yes, it never is. Let's have a quick look here. So it's the pen and pasture. That's done. That way we can at least bring them in from outside. This is going to fill up really fast. makes them despair. Look how quickly their moods are going backwards because of the goo. So Sev, cancel store items in stockpile, despairing. Yeah, so completely just like despairing in the goo. The goo is everywhere. So we've got troubles here with the goo. Yeah, that's not terrible. Yeah, so Sev is going to be a big problem. It may be that we end up with Sev being the one that's the. This one's dizzy. Is that one dizzy? Yeah, that one's dizzy. What about you? You're healthy. Okay, the goo is making everyone woozy and dizzy. Well, it's making the turkeys like that. Well, we're going to need to very quickly find water. Oh, don't tell me we've found kaolinite again. Oh my god, we just can't get out of this stuff. Look, I need to get everything inside, so we'll just go that way. We'll just allow it to happen. Your kaolinite for me is useless. Now, until we find water, I think we're just going to have to go down and find it, to be honest. Well, let's dig into the center of the map, and then we'll sort of start our fortress from in there somewhere. That way we'll be in the sort of in more the center of the map eventually. What I might do is I might even sort of start. Oh, hang on, we need to get all this stuff and view the stockpile and go and make that bigger. Now we've got a hatch cover there. This is the goo is, looks like it may have stopped raining. All right, let's put the hatch cover on. Okay, we've got one there, and really the only other one that the most critical one for attacks is going to be this one here. All right, that's got those there. I'll just get another door there. Okay, things are starting to thaw now. Yeah, no, we're still seeing the goo everywhere. The goo is under the snow. It's still raining abhorrent goo. Yeah, this is... Sev is really struggling with the goo. Now, they're going outside and waiting outside, which is what we don't want as well. So we're going to have to set up a meeting area. I'll just set up a meeting area here to start with. And that will be where they now go and meet, rather than around the location here. And we're just going to pull the wagon apart. So we'll get that one going as well. Okay, so we can now lock the outside a little bit. Just look for little symbols, like they're arguing. It's Cause Lord arguing with Sev. He's attending a meeting. They're having a one-on-one chat about his about her tardiness with this goo. Just get over it. Stop despairing. Shake yourself together. We can't have another emergency like we had yesterday, where everyone just went off and did their own things, including stripping off naked when there was a fighting to be done. It cannot be allowed to happen. All right, so what we'll do is we'll do another fail-safe down through here. You can see that some of them are starting to feel ill, but we don't have a choice, guys. This is a new home. Yeah, Dwarf cancels give water, no water source. This is the trouble we have. We need to get water. Now, do we have any water on the surface? No, there's nothing. Nothing at all. There is a low point there. There's lots of goo, but nothing else. All right, so we'll just come back in. What a great spot. What a great spot for a fortress. So this goo is going to affect their health. The goo can do also, it can make them into zombies and all sorts of stuff, like depending on what it actually does do. We're sort of lucky that it's not that. But this is not nice. Not nice at all. We just need to keep on getting everything. That's Sev again, lost in despair. Yeah, look at the others. We've got a couple that are happy. Well, that's going to be the miners, of course, because they don't have to go out in the goo. I'm assuming that everyone else will start to have despair as well. We must find this water source. So I think we're going to have to go hunting for that. Let's go and plan the fortress out. We were looking at this big open area, which no longer is nice and pristine as what it was. But it was around here that we were looking at doing the entrance. Maybe from here. What is it? Does it flatten out at all? No, it flattens out there. That's pretty much the top of the mountain. Maybe this is where we have the fortress itself, but it will try to be central. So we'll start in here. This will be okay. So I'm just going to go in and just sort of plan what we're going to be building. So got everything on pause, so there's no drama with anything. So in this case, I'm just going to go across, but I'm going to switch to the. I'm just going to turn off the squads. I'm just going to go and select the blueprint mode, and that way I'm just going to blueprint out what we're going to be building. That way we can come in and decide what we're going to prioritize as we do things. And so I'm going to have a central staircase. I could leave a central core to the staircase if I wanted to, and like have a 3x3. You mentioned to do something a bit different this time. Let's go and do that. Let's go and make it a 3x3, which is going to be going a long way down. So we'll end up with this one going down to, say, elevation 20. Now, it won't get to there, but we'll just start there. All the way up again. So this will be our central staircase. And to make it even more dangerous, we could even dig out the middle, just so it's one big tunnel all the way through the center. That would be really dangerous if there's a fight on the staircase. Should we do it? I think we should. I think we should. So that would be a channel down. So I'm just going to channel them centered all the way down. Actually, I'll do that. I'll do it separately. I'll do it differently. Let's do the stairs from the bottom. If I go all the way across. So it's going to be precarious, ultimately. That will be dug down, and then this will be nothing, basically. So that's going to be our central staircase. It's going to be a long drop all the way down to that, from ultimately from there to there, which is yeah, make a trap every 10 levels or so in the staircase. Then you can really have fun. Yeah, actually that would be interesting as well. But I think having just a big long drop, there's going to be a lot of carnage at the bottom of that staircase. In the middle, yeah, I could do it every few and then just leave it, like leave a, so we end up with like, maybe I'll do it that way. Where did we start to dig? I'm looking at the mini map now. So the mini map, we're just there. Okay, so that's not even that far away from where we are. Well, let's leave that one. So if we do it, like if we have that one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 7 to there. So 1, 2, 3. I'll do it every 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And that's the bottom there. Okay. In that case, I'll make the bottom the level above. It didn't work. Okay, in that case, I'll just clear these out. Okay, and all right. So we'll have a solid area in the middle of every 7. So this is multiples of 7. It just happens to be, so it's 21, 28. Just double check these. 35, 42, and 49. Yep. So that's multiples of 7. Lucky 7. There we go. So we've got, that will be ultimately, now this is not happening just yet, but let's just now go down to where we have our area. So we're trying to dig across. So I'll sort of set up the area for it, and then we'll figure out what to do. Let's dig in around this, on this layer. Let's dig across into there. Let's ditch that. And at this point, what I'm going to be wanting them to do is to come in and then dig down, and so that we've actually then got the ability to go straight down to the next. We have to find the cabin layer. So I'm going to go back into the like just changing it from blueprint to normal. And from there, I'm just going to go and select it to go all the way down to the bottom and just see what we can find. So we'll get all of that built initially, and hopefully we find the cabin layer on the way through with those. There we are, that's good. In the meantime, we're going to get some pretty aggressive and angry dwarves, but that's what happens. This is not a pleasant environment. Still raining goo. Ah, Dwarf is fighting. Here we go. So we have okay, Dwarf was interrupted by one of these things, and the hoary marmot corpses now are fighting. So let's go and have a quick look and see what's going on here. So so we've got to let's just go to where this actually is taking place. This is taking place out here. Dwarf is trying to chop down some trees. The hoary marmot corpse scratches the woodworker in the right lower leg, lightly tapping the target. Bites the woodworker in the upper leg, bruising the muscle just through the pigtail tunic. It charges, collides, and but the horny marmot corpse is knocked over. So it attacks the woodworker, but she jumps away. The corpse stands up, bites the woodworker in the upper body, bruising the fat through the pigtail tunic. See how the pigtail tunic is actually being ripped apart now, the little X's. The hoary marmot corpse charges the woodworker, collides with the woodworker, and so there's going to be lots of things happening through here. Tearing the fat. Okay, we've got some blood now. We'd have some blood. So this all happened very, very quickly. It's latched on firmly. Right, time for us to get the military out. So we've still only got the two hostiles, that one and that one. And we have Atomic Ant right here, ready to go. So we'll start here. So we'll just go back across to our military. The magical murder. You're on, and you're going to be, first of all, attacking this creature here. Confirm. So we'll kill that one. Let's just unpause. Now we have the other fight is happening over here. Now it may be that, now unfortunately we can see the little down arrows there. So Bjolf is on the ground, is dizzy. So this is not great. About these guys, these are healthy. Now we should smack this thing. Just have a look at it from Atomic Ant's perspective. So yeah, charging, it's been knocked over. It's not going to take long. I think we'll just let it run forward because that's gone. Now, all her clothes have been ripped off. But Bjolf did actually kill off this one. So Bjolf ended up killing this one. So let's have a look and see what actually happened here. Good old Bjolf. I'm not sure how I can make these stand. Like just stay. I don't know if there's a keyboard shortcut I can use with the history, with that the combat history. So yeah, there was a lot. Again, it was she did actually manage to get a few whacks on it with the copper battle axe. So the copper battle axe, yeah, it's trying to attack its head, and eventually kills it. So there's a lot of interaction here, but it's not. This is not a. But her pigtail tunic has been ripped to shreds. So unfortunately, the scratching and the biting of the marmot as I think marmot's like a little rat type thing, isn't it? It's tiny. Anyway, it's undead. But it did actually manage to sort of kill it, and then Bjolf then yells out, "Help! Save me!" So the Bjolf is not a combatant, so that will really freak Bjolf out. That will not be all that positive an experience at all. And if we have a look at we're injured now. We've got items. I think it'll only be minimal health injuries. Got it's cut open. It's not terrible at the moment. All right, we're gonna probably have to make a hospital, a makeshift hospital. I think. Okay, so that's the bit of drama there. Yeah, one injured citizen, no functional hospital. So we do need to get this stuff fixed. Now, they're going back to being ready again. So the magical murder, they had a little bit of an interlude through there with Atomic Ant. And so now we've just got the mangled corpse is now on the outside here. If they're not mangled, that one should be mangled as well. Yeah, I think hopefully that won't be coming back to life. That should be okay. I mean, it was chopped in the head, so that should be the end of that. All right, so there's no more dangerous animals outside. I probably should have gone and hunted them down. But initially, we're just trying to get as much stuff inside as we possibly can. Hospital. We're going to have to put it here, I think. Now, the hospital is a meeting area, and if you hover over it, you'll see through there. Crucially, the meeting area is where locations such as taverns, temples, and hospitals and the like are established. So we create a meeting area here, and we accept that, and then we change its role into a hospital. Okay, so we've got the walled house. That'll be okay. We'll keep that name for the hospital. And if we now have a look at the hospital, we can actually go and see what the problems actually are. Need to assign a chief medical dwarf to utilise the hospital. So we did actually have someone with mild training, I'm pretty sure. So we'll just go back into our nobles. Chief medical dwarf. Yeah, we've got a novice diagnostician with Cause Lord. So Cause Lord will become the chief medical dwarf. Okay, so that's the first thing we had to do. If we just go back to the zones again and click on it and have another look. We then actually have all these different things. We need to put beds in, tables, traction benches. That's going to take some time before we can get those. Just going to grab myself a drink of water. I'm going to be right back. Okay. So we've got the the walled house in through here. So we thread, cloth, sprints. We brought all this stuff with us. The doctor is ultimately just going to be the chief medical person. So what I can do here is literally just go through and just say, okay, the Cause Lord is going to be that doctor. So the doctor will be Cause Lord initially until we get better doctors. So we need to now set this stuff up. So we need some beds. To do this one, we're going to need to come back up to here, I think we have enough room. I think I made just enough to... Oh no, there's not really enough room in there. Okay, what we'll do is we'll come back into this one, workshops. Carpentry workshop. So here comes Bjolf with no clothes, with a ripped tunic. So Bjolf is lying on the floor. This is not ideal. He's coming in, and then what should happen here is if we go to health, diagnosis required. And so Cause Lord should come now to find out what's going on. And actually, one thing we do need to do is come back up into here and just go and build a rock coffer. We need to have like a small coffer just for putting stuff in. No one's coming over to check on Bjolf. Cause Lord should be here. Oh, damp stone located. Okay, interesting. Right, what sort of rock are we in? We're in mudstone. Mudstone is where we can definitely get an aquifer. Now, if the aquifer is above, this is one way that we can get water, by the way. So it's not terrible that we've actually got this happening. And if remember, on a mountain, and so the lay of that land, it could be that it's the top layer of an aquifer, which is actually quite interesting. I think I'm going to ignore it, and probably that's a really silly thing to do, but let's just ignore it for now. and keep on building. Actually, I've got to see what this one said. We'll soon find out. Yep, that's aquifer there, and it's aquifer there. So we need to smooth this out. But that's the edge of the aquifer right there. Now, we won't know what's above us, and we are going to have to explore that at some point, but I'm sort of assuming that we're right on the edge of the aquifer. So I think we're just going to keep on sort of smashing our way through this. And that's no longer, that's just damp because of this area. And we're through. And we've got more there. Yeah, so we just happen to be right on the edge of this aquifer. It's not leaking at all at this stage. I think I could even, like, it's just right on the absolute edge of it. So I don't think we have to worry too much about this. I'm just going to tell them to dig all the way through and do what we were wanting to do in here, and then we'll sort it out. We'll fix it up, because we're sort of going to have to. We'll have to check and see if the top layer is aquifer as well. So we might even do the next layer up and come back along this and just see if that's aquifer ultimately. So let's go through and actually just go into the, we can now go into damp dig. I can go a damp dig on, and so we go to on, and that way I can just make sure I dig all that one straight through. That way I'm not going to be worrying about the damp digging through there. They'll just come through and just build what they have to build. That's through. We're through there now. And now we're starting to see water now leaking in through here. That's making me think, the fact that they've got water now leaking down the roof makes me think that the aquifer is on the layer above as well. In that case, let's go and set this up where we go back from here and set this up as well. And if we do that, we get rid of the aquifer on the layer above just by tunneling that. Really need someone to come and do the smoothing. Finding hematite, that's good. Going to be going down. Oh, hang on, this one's now no longer working, so there's something else there. Resume construction. Supreme Plague, there's Cause Lord there, conducting a meeting with Supreme Plague this time. You've got some pretty cranky dwarves. They're not very happy. Yeah, we need water. We need to clean patients and do stuff like this. So, getting a water source is fairly important. Sorry, I'm missing so many of the comments here, guys. I do apologise. God, I've missed a lot of the YouTube comments. I'll just come back to those in just a second. So, yeah, trees don't drown. Don't drown you. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. Yeah, don't look for it as a place of possible drowning. It's a chance to practice your swimming skills. Well, it's not going to leak in fast. It's a light aquifer. Okay, back on this one through here. Sorry, guys, I'm missing so many of these comments here. Okay, so we've got what did I get up to? So Scallywags is saying, probably a stupid question, but is this game any good? Would you recommend it? Yes, absolutely I would. It's one of the best games ever made. And you'll see that, like, I'm just fumbling my way through it. We're playing in an incredibly dangerous biome. So this is not, normally it's much easier than what we're going to be playing with this. So we've got certain things we have to do, but it is actually, we're playing in a place that's got zombie creatures that come out of nowhere, stuff like that. So this is not your typical game of Dwarf Fortress. Typically, you have a lot of time to set up, and then you get going. But with what we have, we're in the action right from the start, so it makes it different. Yep, so Justin's saying steep learning curve, very steep. But try not to overthink it. Like, just play with it until you enjoy it. So Scala is saying a much more complex RimWorld. Obviously, Dwarf Fortress has the OG. Have been thinking about getting it. Yeah, look, it's RimWorld was inspired by Dwarf Fortress. So RimWorld actually really, like, that. Dwarf Fortress has been the massive inspiration for so many games, and RimWorld being one of them. Like, when you see the list of games that inspired them, Dwarf Fortress is number one in that list. And Dwarf Fortress really is the king of those sorts of games. It stands out. Like, RimWorld's an incredible game in its own right, but Dwarf Fortress really does take things to a whole other level. There's so much detail in it. So Carl Wallace is saying, you don't strip naked when starting a fight. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened yesterday. So yeah, it's just funny things happen in it as well. Carl saying, have you ever done an evil biome fort that was built outside yet? I think I have. I think I did a wood one at one stage. Yeah, I think the floor above elevation 21 has a central space not correct. I think that when you put those stairs back, it will override a spot. I think the floor above elevation 21, which is a long way down. That's the bottom. I'll double check that. I'll see what we've got. Yep. So is it better to start in an easy area to build a bigger fortress, or play in a hard area and try to survive? It's really up to you. It's one of these things where we're not going to. The trouble we're going to have is the zombies, and so you don't need to start there. Like yesterday, I stopped playing yesterday's fort because it was going to be too easy. Ultimately, like over time. Whereas this one's always going to have something happening, I think. So this one is going to be an interesting fortress if we can survive it. Anyway, we'll see how we go. So when you're starting, I wouldn't overthink it, to be honest. Just play where you think you might want to have some fun. I try not. I don't. When I first started, I was looking. What minerals have I got? Where am I, and all that sort of stuff. I don't care anymore. I just don't care. The only thing I would suggest is don't play with a heavy aquifer. These light aquifers are really, really easy, so don't worry about the light aquifers. Only heavy aquifers you have to worry about. So I've just sort of tunneled my way through this light aquifer. I'll get it fixed, so I don't have to worry about it. So it's not really a massive concern to me. What did we get up to? Sorry, guys. Dominic Kane saying, yeah, start easy and build up. Plenty of risks, even in safe places. You may fail many times. That's the fun. It is the fun. So as Carl saying, review elevation 22. Your staircase centre tile is incorrect there. Okay, I'll have a look at that and see what we've got. Actually, it'll be the top stair, won't it? It will be the top stair. Thanks for that. That's why it's good live streaming. Yeah, it is. That is incorrect. That is supposed to... Hang on, 23. None of those are correct. Oh no, that's channel, and then that's supposed to be channel. Yeah, that's supposed to be channel there. Thank you for that. Oops, and I don't want to have that one set to blueprint mode. Right, so yep, that's fine. Okay, so we need to. So we're still just digging our way through. I prefer to find meaningful water rather than just aquifer water. This is leaking from the walls. You can see it sort of splashing around in here, which is a problem. bringing back rocks. They're not prioritizing. Oh, here they go. Now they're smoothing the walls. No, they're grabbing bits. I need these walls smooth to stop the aquifer. Now we got through here and there's no aquifer here. So this is the first layer of the aquifer. Once the water level gets to level like 4, then we have to start worrying. 3 and 4. Ah, another aquifer. And that is actually aquifer. All right, all right, all right. So we've got a second aquifer that we now have to deal with. Okay, and that's going to be in the central part of our fortress. Well, we can work with that. We can make that into our water source. I think. So as we come back up, we're ultimately going to have, like, that's going to be the top of the fortress. Ultimately, then it's going to go down a few layers, and we're going to probably sort of start the main fortress in around, well, actually it is pretty much in around where we are. I think what we'll do is let's keep on exploring through and fixing up these aquifers as we find them. And so in this case, we have a staircase that we are going to start here and just work our way through into that position there. Let's dig this up-down staircase, and then we'll sort it out. In fact, what I'll do is I'm going to turn back on the damp dig on, and I'm going to undo all of this. This will just do it anyway. I'll do this layer as well. So I'm just saying, yeah, go ahead and make the pattern. And I might as well do it here as well. That's where it starts getting tricky. Now if I go back to here, we're now seeing aquifer everywhere around this. And we haven't got to here yet. So we need to smooth these areas. I'll smooth the corner just because it's going to look neater. Now we need someone to come and do the smoothing. Like, it's fairly important now. No one's doing it. And we've had this same problem with the last fortress as well, where people just wouldn't come. Now Dwarf is hungry and thirsty and unconscious. They're not doing a good job of anything, these guys. They really are screwing this fortress up for me. We've still got stuff out. Oh, what have we got here? A wild boar. This is only a wild boar. It's not an undead wild boar or anything like that. So it's wandered in from this side over this way. It's going to be annoying, but not terrible, I guess. Orangutans could make smoothing one person's sole job. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that, I think. So what we'll do is we will have to get somebody doing smoothing all the time. So I'm going to have to designate that. So we do actually have stone cutters, which are the smoothers. And I'll put in, well, Sev's the one who's grumpy. I'll have Supreme Plague and Sev both do smoothing, and that's all they're going to do for now. Everyone does this job as well. I'll have Sev be the only one that always does this. That is Sev's role. What's Sev up to? Sleeping. And extremely angry. Hope you wake up in a better mood. Okay, well, let's just go back into here. Just paint this big stockpile in. So they've dug through that, okay. There's more here. So they've dug this one out, so we've still got more. And with the double ones, they're the ones that are the problem. I think I'm going to, until I get to the bottom of it, or whatever this thing actually is, I'll just do stairs using the, I've still got that on as well, so I'm just going to start here. Let's just dig all the way through to about there, where we ignore what's happening with the water. We do have to get the smoothing done in here. Okay, now we've got it happening. There goes Sev, that's good. Smooth those rocks. Got a lot of smoothing to do. Let's just see how we're going with the water. Yeah, there's more, still aquifer there. This just happens to be magnetite in the wall. And we've still got water there as well. Wow, okay, this goes down a long way. Until there. All right, so the area there is fine. This is elevation 32, 33, 34. So I might as well get all of this done. Okay, so we've got 37. I'll just set up another staircase. We're still digging through the dampness, so let's just keep on going with this. I may need to put a fair few people, well, hopefully others will come and help with what we're doing here, with what we're trying to achieve. So we're going to go through there, all of this to there. So that's all damp dig in through that side. Then we have the tunnel, the channel down is going to be, I screwed that up, didn't I? Just get that done. Now it was multiples of 7, so we've got 35 is that one there, which is just going to be standard. It's a bit hard to see it through the aquifer. And then we do dig past, so we're digging past the downstair that was there. Again, we've got time with all of this, so just smooth it out. Good. Well, Sev's doing a good job there. I think we might go back to the other, make them both do it. See water pooling in the bottom there now. but it'll end up just making its way down through the staircase. So this is now sloshing around in water at this location. Alright, that's good. That's all smooth. So that just stops the aquifer from being an aquifer. It's running goo again. Yeah, we can't do the give water yet. We're seeing mist falling as the water falls down. And again, this is all aquifer. All aquifer. That's not, but I'll still just smooth it out anyway. Gee, it's a deep aquifer. God, this goes forever. This goes forever. Just for the neatness of it, I'll just smooth everything out. That's not there at all. And now we're just getting damp walls, which is fine. So, so this layer here, I think, is our first safe layer. But it's not really safe because, yeah, we're going to end up with a fair lot of water down in this area eventually. So we need to drain the water off. And I did want to keep this one, it's going to keep on going all the way down. Yeah, we've got a level 2 there. And then we've got level 7 there. So that's actually now full of water. It's an up-down stairway that is completely full. This is we're going to have to manage this ultimately. So this is not great, but it's just sloshing around in mud. Now what we can do is we can, like, we'll get this one fixed fairly soon. So I'm thinking that we start to look at this layer. No, that's still not too far. That's still too far up. It's not really a water source, unfortunately. Let's just see how we go. Let's just keep on fixing this up, and ultimately we're going to end up with that is going to be that staircase down the bottom there is going to be completely full of water while this all happens. But that's just the way it goes. We might unlock this one here. I think now that we've actually gotten through the aquifer, or we're getting through the aquifer, I think I'll start to, I'll leave everything else where it is at this point in time. I could actually, if I wanted to, dig out the one next to it, just so that there's actually like a secondary element. Yeah, I think it's safe. Oh, hang on, there's a problem there. That there is an upward stairway. Yeah, when I got started there, I've actually made, these are all just upward stairways. They should be up-down stairways. So I'll just go back to the stairs again and tell them that this is all up-down stairway. But I'll put them back to being masked. Up down there, yep, that's fine. And there should be an up down there as well. So I will actually just go and override that one. So I'll go above and then below it, and then I'll just put that one back to being masked like that. That'll be okay. So that'll convert that one into an up-down stairway as well. All right, let's continue on. So we've got that layer there. This layer will get smoothed. This layer will need to be smoothed at some point. Let's just get all the smoothing done initially. The dwarves do like water. Let's just see how how Sev is going. Ah, good. There's no, this water has actually sloshed off all of the goo. Got one hostile on the map. Another hoary marmot corpse has wandered in. Not going to worry about it though. Yeah, we need a water source. We definitely need to find something. Let's just keep on going through here. Well, the fact that we've got that, I think I'm going to have to make a water source out of this, out of what we've got here. I think it's going to have to be done. So you've got a fair few layers of this, and we can make use of the aquifer to go and do this. So, and I think we'll do that. We'll do exactly that. We'll make an aquifer well, just so we've got a source of water, and we'll start from back up before the aquifer, like this area here. The aquifer then sort of starts here, really. So I think we're pretty secure in around here. Well, let's make the well over here, I think. So just in terms of thinking it through, we'll just come out to this other side. I shall just turn off the... actually, maybe I should leave that on, because I know exactly what I need to do with this. And it's pretty much building another staircase, is what we need to do with the with this area. So I'll just leave it on, and we'll come across. So we'll have like a little doorway, then we'll have like a big open area, a little 5x5 into there, with a well in the middle of it. That will be our water source, and this will be the main water source for everything we do for a long, long period of time. And you saw there, when I built that staircase, it worked incredibly well to actually be able to, you know, to just draw all the water straight down it. We might as well just do exactly that here. So with what we're going to have, I'm going to just build like a staircase leading all the way down with a channel through the middle of it, and ultimately that will then, and once we've got enough of that, I'll then just have an area at the bottom there to fill up, and it will only fill up to where to the actual level of the aquifer. So I don't have to go down even all that far, all that deep. So and we can now see where the other aquifer is, so we can sort of figure out exactly where we do need to go. So we'll set up with a channel down through here. That will be the first thing we do, and then there'll be a channel all the way through. But on the next layer down, I'm going to have an entry point. So I'll have a staircase that leads down into there, and then it will open up into the actual area that we're going to be digging. And so in this case, it's going to be then up downstairs, and we can then just sort of see where the aquifer goes to. So that's the bottom layer of the aquifer there. So let's just go to that layer, and I'll build my staircase to there, I think. That's going to be the downstairs, and at that point, I might even change this a little bit as well. We definitely want to have the channel going all the way down. Yeah, let's do an aquifer. Let's do an aquifer. So we'll channel to there. If I bring the stairwell to there, yeah, that'll be okay. And if I'll make these into upstairs. Oops, hang on, that's not going to work. right, so that will go that way. Then we'll channel these out, and then we'll eventually have like a big area there for the and then that will be then the bottom layer of the of where the well will then be. So that will then just be just purely through the aquifer. I hope that makes sense. And unfortunately, we've still got... Now, Dwarf is still just resting, but is hungry and thirsty. Someone needs to... Cause Lord needs to come over and give food. Actually, this isn't all aquifer. Unfortunately, we don't have that much aquifer here. We've got a little bit. These guys are smoothing this up. This is good. This is good. Just keep on digging away. Digging in the mist. Now that one there, I'm not sure why that's not being dug out. Something's getting a bit confusing at times. Make sure no one's fallen or anything. That's all okay. Oh, okay. We've got the designation. So this is... they've cancelled doing certain things. Even though I've got that designation on, it should all be okay. Yeah, this is all fine. So they've cancelled certain things as they were going down. I'm not sure why not. That should all be fine down to here, down to the bottom here. And these are all for channeling. So that should then make that into a nice smooth area. It fell, but scrambled up the wall. And should be, yeah, now scrambling up the hole. Did you fall? Nope. That's good. Keep on scrambling. So she's crawling up the wall. This is red shirt. Don't fall backwards. There she goes. We've still got to get in and do all this stuff. So come on, keep working. Keep working. You've got work to do. Now let's check out the other stuff. Smooth. This is all smooth. That's all smooth. That's smooth. Still smoothing this one. This is good. There's a lot of water that's fallen down through here, unfortunately. But that's as far as I have to do the smoothing. This thing's now filling up. This is good. This is good. Alright, so we've got a hole there. Let's just pause and have a quick look and see if this is actually working where we want it to go. So we now have a hole in the top. It goes all the way down to the bottom area. So that actually was working. And this is now starting to fill up with water, and that's the bottom layer there. This will keep on filling up until it gets to the top of the aquifer. So this should just keep on filling up with water. Still got to dig all these things out, but we now have access all the way through. So we've got access all the way around, and the aquifer can then fill in and just pour down the stairs. Okay, that's looking good. Let's just let it continue. Three starving, dehydrated or drowsy units. Damn it. Damn it. Alright, let's quickly go and get the... we'll sort these guys out afterwards. If they die, it's game over for us. I forgot about finding something for these guys. Well, we have to get the other things done. We do need to, and we've got that one hoary marmot outside. We need to get this water source done. So it looks like we're finishing off this now, which is good. And that's pretty much the end of that. So that is going to work out okay. We need to find a cavern. We must find the cavern. So we're sort of running behind now, and everyone's pretty unhappy in the fortress. So we'll just go across into here. We're going to go into machines and fluids. We can build a well. Needs blocks, needs mechanisms. Alright, so I forgot about that. So I'll come back up to here. Make rock blocks. And I need a mechanics shed, a mechanics workshop. So I'll place that here. Mechanic. Should just do it there. Unfortunately, with this one starving, be off maybe the first one just because it can't be looked after properly in the hospital. Now what we can do in the meantime is, can we make that into, no, we can't really even make that into a water source. Just have to wait. Gotta wait now. Okay, well let's just keep it going. Started raining normal rain, good. Okay, we need the mechanism. Oh, it's early summer already. God, we're falling behind here a little bit. Because of the aquifer. It's all the aquifer's fault. It's not my fault. All right, so let's go and double check. So Atomic Ant is coming back. We've done the bits and pieces in there. This now all looks to be smooth. So let's go back and fix up the work orders. I'll keep them as smoothing operations just in case we need it. We're going to have to find the next way out of this. So that's filled up in here, like a fair amount. So we need to, actually, if we just go back in and have another quick look and just make sure there's no other aquifer. It's just damp walls, it's not actually aquifer. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll now go to this other corner and work this corner here, or even this corner here, but that'll be the one. That's what we need to do. So at this location here, just tell them to make that one whole and go to the bottom. And then we may need to just dig across a little bit and then find another spot. We can then sort of take it. And hopefully we find a cavern fairly soon. It's a fair way down. Yeah, Course Lord's going to do that one. Good. Okay, make mechanisms. Make beds. And we're still trying to make the blocks in here. We're going to have to do something with these guys. I know just the spot. I know just the spot for them. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll create another pen or pasture in here. Accept. Get the 2 starving units in that side. It's now summer. Yep, it's still raining horrible things. Well, we've gone all the way to the bottom there now, and really found nothing at all. I think I'm gonna leave this as another area. I'll just turn that off now, just so that we get safety. And I'll set up another, like a bit of an area to another drop into the deeper into the actual fortress itself, with another staircase that leads down. So let's just keep on digging down now. Go a fair way down and just see what we can if we can find these other locations. We really need to find it fairly urgently. In the meantime, we need to get this well built. There's blocks there now. Good. All right, so we can now look to try to get the well done. Machines and fluids, a well, block, the bucket, the rope, the mechanism, done. Water is now dehydrated, like it's evaporated. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So we found the cavern. Now, what color is it? That is not the lightest color. So there's a cavern above this one that we didn't find, but this will do us. Let's just see if we've got no other dangerous units that we can see. There are groundhogs and there's a kiwi cock. Where's that? That's up the top. It's not undead. And groundhogs are also on that western edge, which is fine. Syrian saying, do you ever use Dwarf Therapist anymore? Do you feel most of the features are covered in the Steam version? They're pretty much covered now. Like, you really don't need Dwarf Therapist anymore. I still sometimes use it, but not very often. All right, now we have with our actual fortress now. Well, we've found the cavern. Let's just go and see where this one actually is. Alright, so we've come into there. So if we had continued on with this, where would that end up? No, that would end up being not quite where we want it to be. Alright, well, we're going to have to secure an area in here pretty quickly as well. It's only 2 layers into there. It's not too bad. Then it goes down to another layer. And there's still no water here anyway. So we couldn't make use of that. I'm looking for little choke points. I'm looking at the mini map to see as I go up and down, like, you know, what is the are the areas, like, that are just one area, like this area right there is only one area big. The whole area is only, like, that's really easy to block off. Like, really easy. And even this one. The blue tells me that there's, you know, it goes deeper. So we can sort of see, like, open areas. Like this one here, for example. That's just one big area as well. That's probably even bigger, ultimately. And it's closer to where we came in. I think that's the area for us. There's a down area there. Like, this is where we were looking to dig. That goes 2 layers, unfortunately. I think we make this the entry. Now, if it comes, unfortunately, it's got this slope. But this is a big usable area that we actually end up having. Okay, well, I think we'll come in over here. Let's just get a staircase built, and then we'll sort of work our way around this staircase. So we've done all of that. Let's go to there, and then we'll dig. And we'll just patch it. And we'll put a hatch cover on there as well. Yep, so we'll just come back up, get some more hatch covers built. At the moment, that is a weakness now in the fortress. All right. Now it looks like one of the creatures is No, it hasn't been placed there yet. So I might be moving it across. Yeah, someone's dragging that one across into there. Well, hopefully we'll be able to put them downstairs fairly soon, and that way they're going to survive. Let's just see how we go. We have a bit of time up our sleeve. Just a little bit. We may find the other cavern on the way through. Wouldn't be at all surprised. No. Alright, so we've now got this area here. I'm going to make this the area for the pasturing of those creatures. Well, actually, I'll do it down here, and we will make that there, because we need to also have our farming done as well. So this is where we're going to have to start growing things. Hi, Monkastrap, saying I'm off. Have a good weekend. Yeah, same to you. Actually, I'm going to get going pretty much almost immediately as well. So I'll just accept this. I'll just get this bit of this established. So I'll accept that. So that will be where they go. We then go back up the top, because I no longer want them where we were going to place them, which was in here. I was going to lock them in, basically, just so that when they died, they couldn't come back to life. Sorry, they couldn't get into to where we are. Let's just cancel that entirely. Yes, proceed. Yep, so we'll just get rid of that. So they're starving, but if they can get down the bottom there, that will then make them happy. Still need to get this thing done. Make it a top priority. Uh-oh. Dwarf is starved to death after being attacked by that hoary marmot. So we have a problem. Damn, we have a big problem here. We have a zombie. We have a zombie. So we know it's gonna come back to life very, very soon. That was Cause Lord that didn't do the job there. Is Dwarf in? No, Dwarf is not in. All right. Well, we're gonna have to kill off the zombie. So it's the militia back again. I can't let the zombie start to go crazy here. So we're going to have to guard the zombie. You're on station, guys. You're on station. Here we go. So move into this position here and wait for the zombie to come back to life. So we'll finish that off with the final things and through here. So we'll go up this way. Oops. Now we've just noticed. Oh, Dwarf is dead. That's not good. So Supreme Plague has become a spear dwarf. Dehydrated. Wow. Didn't get the well built in time. That was because if I hadn't made a hospital, it probably would have been okay, you know. The fact that I made a hospital before I was ready to make a hospital was the problem. That was on me. What are you doing hanging around here? I come in to have a meeting, I think. Still no fighting. Dwarf should come back to life. It's raining goo. Having a sleep. They're all sleeping now. All lying down on the job. Look, while we're waiting for this, I'm just going to go and start to put some beds and things in. That'll do it. Just put a couple of beds down in the hospital area. Well, it hasn't gone back to life, and I thought it would. The well has now been built. It's all too late, of course. All right, we're going to have to figure out where we're going to bury people as well. I'm not ready for all this, to be honest. It's all happened a bit too fast. Let's go and add a new task. Make a rock coffin. It hasn't come back to life yet. This is interesting. Ah, there we are. There we are. Right, so it all happened very, very quickly, but I think it's all over and done with again. So yeah, luckily we had our guys right where they are. So if we have a look and see what actually happened through here. So Bjolf Ledka's corpse is fighting. If we have a look at it from that area there. So the Hammer Dwarf is Sev, the Mace Dwarf is Atomic Ant, and the Spear Dwarf is Supreme Plague. So we'll and I think Atomic Ant is also the militia commander. So if we have a look at the actual what actually happened through here, it all happened very, very split-second stuff. So the Hammer Dwarf. So as soon as it rose, the Hammer Dwarf had bashed it. So the zombie rose from the ground, bashes in the head, bruising the muscle and fracturing the skull. It sort of bent the neck. So this is Sev has already had a crack at this one. Bjolf misses the Hammer Dwarf, so sort of lashes out as a zombie does. Militia Commander bashes Bjolf in the lower body with her copper mace, and that's Atomic Ant. And then the Spear Dwarf stabs Bjolf in the lower body with his copper spear, tearing a muscle and bruising the right kidney. Bjolf charges the Hammer Dwarf, so this is Sev, collides, they tangle together and tumble forward. The corpse strikes the Hammer Dwarf, but the shot is blocked with the copper shield. Hammer Dwarf bashes Bjolf's corpse in the head with her copper warhammer, bruising the muscle, jamming the skull through the brain. So it really was over extremely quickly. Oh, hang on, that should be the end of it when you jam the skull through the brain. It does stand up. Oh, there we go. It crushes the skull there. So that was Sev, did all of the big damage there. So Sev's done incredibly well. So that's good. Now that's now got a crushed head, which means that our guys are done. They can go back and relax and have fun. So we've got that one done. I think we'll throw a coffin when the coffin's built. I'll pop that. Just God, where? I need to actually make a little tomb. I'll pop the tomb in here. So we've got stuff everywhere. Oh, hang on. I just go to planning mode first. Show the planner. So when we've got one, we'll just place that one there. And I can then just go into here and just make this into a small tomb. Accept. Yep, someone's placed it in the tomb area. Just got to wait for the coffin to come now. What's happening here? What's Cause Lord doing? No job. We've got all this stuff. We want to claim all this again. There's probably tattered. There's a lot of tattered things there, actually. That's all right. I'll just let it do its thing. find that. Now that is off to the corner. This one then goes down through like this little hidden area and then down deeper that we can't see yet. This can be very dangerous. But, you know, like we've got to be careful. That comes out right here. Right near where our stuff is. I don't want them wandering off too much. Oh, we've got a plump element man. Has come in to say hi. So he's just wandered in. All right, well, I'm going to have to leave it here, guys. So thanks for watching. It's a shame we couldn't... oh, sorry, we've got 21 raiders from Lothar. Sorry, guys, we're just finishing up. So, yeah, we've just finished here. So welcome, but... yeah, we've just finished off our kill, but I do actually have to get going. I've got commitments that I've got to go to. So, yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching, and yeah, so I'll again be back on Friday, and we'll continue on this one. This one looks like a fairly fun reanimating location. I think we're going to get a fair bit of fun out of this one, with two dwarven towers nearby as well, and it's already been a difficult start. Already got one kill, one death. So yeah, we've got a lot of fixing up to do, guys. A lot of fixing up. That's good where we are there. Yeah, things are sort of working. I'll just double check outside. Yep. So where the caravan was has almost been cleaned up. Still got a backpack out there. There's the hoary marmot corpse. Back out that way. Yeah. So. Yep, things are looking okay. It's going to be an interesting playthrough, this one, I think. And we should have lots of dwarves visiting us as well. Anyway, guys, going to leave it there. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next Friday.